If you live in Washington long enough, you get used to a certain molasses pace. I mean, unless we're at war, by which I mean a shooting war, issues come up, the president has a press conference, decides to refer it to a commission, a blue ribbon panel, a task force, Congress holds a hearing, Congress holds another hearing, a bill gets marked up, the task force reports back, it goes to subcommittee, it goes to the full committee, it goes to the conference committee. 6 months later, nobody can remember what the issue is about. Along comes President Trump, and it's been like a fire hose in his first week in office. I mean, between Twitter and his comments in public and reacting to what he sees on cable TV, he is opining on just about everything. I talked the other day about, the executive orders on pipelines and building the wall and pulling out of the Trans-Pacific Trade Partnership and all of that. But much more is the sense, and it is just kind of is driving this city nuts, that he's got something to say in real time on just about everything. Well, he's a creature of television, reality television to be precise. And so a lot of times he's watching Fox, and Bill O'Reilly will come on and talk about the surge in shootings in Chicago in the first month of this year, and Trump will tweet about it. Same thing goes for, there was an early morning Fox and Friends first report about Chelsea Manning, sentence commuted for leaking classified documents by Barack Obama, writes an op-ed piece blasting President Obama, and Trump calls Chelsea Manning ungrateful, an ungrateful traitor to be precise. And there's been a lot of, it's not just about Twitter, it's about the fact that in a city that measures its words so carefully, where every speech has to be vetted through 6 departments, where talking points are refined and sanded down and all the rough edges are taken off, Trump doesn't operate that way. He shoots from the hip, and sometimes that's good and sometimes that's not so good. And sometimes he says things that are exaggerated or untrue, and it's the role of journalism to fact check that. But the point is, he is doing what any pundit does. He weighs in real time, except he's now president of the United States, and he can make things happen. And while we all are trying to get used to this lightning pace in a city that, as I say, usually moves very slowly, maybe this is the new reality. There was a time when presidents didn't go on late night shows or podcasts or use YouTube or do Facebook chats. Well, Trump is bringing the presidency into the sort of hyperspeed culture of cable TV and Facebook and Twitter. Now, again, he has to produce real results, and everything that he says doesn't necessarily have every syllable parsed. But I think this is the thing that people liked about him, those who voted for him during the campaign, which is he talks like a real guy. And he uses humor, and sometimes he's over the top, and sometimes he's like the guy at the bar. So he's entertaining. At the same time, his words move markets, they move policies, they prompted the president of Mexico to cancel a planned visit. So we're all trying to get used to this new frenetic pace, but I think we ought to acknowledge that it's not necessarily a bad thing. There may be positives, there may be negatives, but this is how Donald Trump is transforming the presidency.